Hi, I'm Melanie from Nova Scotia, Canada, and this is Adventures in Groceryland. Newbie Container Gardening in Nova Scotia 2024, and this is update number 5. For anyone that hasn't been following along, we moved, and this year we are located in a location where in-the-ground gardening for the majority of the space that we have is not feasible. So we decided to try our hand at container gardening. We have planted a variety of different crops. We have jalapenos, green peppers, potatoes, celery, zucchini, cucumbers, 2 varieties, squash, eggplant, peas, beans, onions, pumpkin, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, and tomatoes. I think that's everything. And we're kind of trying our hand at everything that we can to see what will survive here, what will thrive here. Not just survive, but what will thrive here. So if you've been following along, this is the newest update. We have been struggling with our tomatoes, but you might be surprised to see some of the updates today. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's been 2 days since we got these tomatoes into the separate pots. I was hoping they would have come around a little bit more by now. We've fertilized. We've watered. So, okay, this looks good on the top here. Okay. That one has some on the top. There's Graybeard. That one's got a tiny little bit. Okay, so here's some fresh green in here. Same with this one. Okay, so they might come around. We might get some late season tomatoes out of these. These are the isolated tomatoes, and I actually think these are starting to look much better. Much, much, much better. We're going to keep at it. There's tomatoes coming on all the plants except for the beefsteak. Every other plant has at least 1 tomato coming, and some have multiples, like this one here. We are getting new growth from the main stems of the plants. So I'm hoping that that's a good thing. Tomatoes there. Like even down in here, we've got tiny little growths coming. I don't know, maybe this is just a dream that they're coming back. But I really do have hope. Like there, I'm getting a Roma. 1 Roma, 2 Romas. Roma. Romas over here. I'm getting several little Romas. I don't know if you can see. Let's get around to this side. Several little Romas in here. So we're working hard at it. My little sweet million duck tomatoes are finally starting to get little tiny tomatoes on them. And these ones are in good shape. We haven't had any of the leaf curl on any of these plants. For anyone following along, at the end of last season, I purchased a discounted box, like crazy, crazy cheap. I think it was Superstore, might have been Kent, but I bought some asparagus roots and went to open them up this year, and they were like incredibly dry, and we thought they were just no good, not viable. So I had just decided to put them in some water, just on the off chance. You can see here that these are all growing. We've got 1 in the ground already, and these ones are going in today. Yeah, of the 5, we have 4 viable ones, just because I decided to put them in water just to see. Over here, this is my rhubarb patch, and over on that side is where we planted all of the asparagus. You can see the rocks around them. Well, I had those couple asparagus We were able to get 2 more in the ground here. And this one is in a totally separate location. So that's 3 of the 4 that were viable. And I mean, these are looking really, really good. To be honest, I think these look better than the ones that the canes I bought fresh this year. But we've got this one over here, 2 over there, and I'm going to give 1 of the 4 that survived to my dad for him to put in his garden. And this is where I planted the mature rhubarb that my friend Heather gifted me. Directly from her garden. It's very mature, so I'm really excited about it. You can see this great big piece sticking out. That was one of the original stalks that was on it when she dug it up. We've had a little conversation, and between the 2 of us, both of us feel like that little stalk is not doing any harm whatsoever to the plant. There's obviously lots of new growth here, and I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to leave it until it totally decomposes on its own. So very excited, and I purposely planted this totally separate from the other one because I want to see what the difference is between this mature, it's like an heirloom plant. Like, she's had it for a long time, but it also came from somebody else, like a piece from somebody else's property before she had it. So very excited about this, what I consider an heirloom and mature variety, and to see how that is going to differ in the years to come from the stuff that I just bought this year at Canadian Tire Garden Centre. It's been 2 days since we last had an update on these little rescue tomatoes. So this is getting some green. This is starting to get a little bit of green. Top half of this looks okay. I don't want to tear the bottom branch off yet. Kind of half of this one looks okay. We are getting fresh growth here on the top. The pre-existing leaves don't look great, but there is fresh growth. Now, this one looks okay. This little guy is looking good, and this is one of the Scotias. This guy is getting some more growth here. Bottom doesn't look great. This guy again, the top is looking okay, the bottom not so much. I'm just not ready to pull those branches off quite yet. Starting to get a little new growth here. Here we are looking not bad. This one's aroma. So quite a bit of growth here. That's good, very good. We're getting a tiny bit of growth here. We haven't had much sun. Again, some new growth. So we had rain, and on the days when it wasn't raining, it was really overcast with not much sun. So I am thinking that with the rain and with the sun, and you know what? I should fertilize these. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to do coffee on these ones instead of the actual fertilizer. We'll get some nitrogen in here. Yeah, that'll be good. That's what I'm going to do. Shane was telling me we had some deformed cucumbers over here. However, I decided to do a little investigating, and I am following, so it's here. I'm following this one here, right here. Following this, goes here. This one going down, 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 down. And it's a squash. It's not a deformed cucumber at all. We've still got this guy, getting a bit bigger. Big zucchini back in here. And then one there, another there. So we're starting to get some zucchinis. The eggplants are starting to get flowers. So there's one there. I have 3 eggplants. Nothing on the middle eggplant yet, but then we have another one right in here. This is a great big cucumber. I feel like we should be picking that soon. This is the other zucchini, the other type of zucchini. I've got 2 different kinds, and I've got a big one right here. Another little one coming here, and another one up here. So that's exciting. These ones are the dark green, and I cannot find the tag for the other kind, so I don't know exactly what kind they are. Green peppers, so they're starting to get a bit bigger here, and up in here. It's great. I see just little tiny ones on the other plants, but there's lots of flowers. The segregated tomatoes are looking really great. So what we have here are 3 yellow pear tomatoes and 3 zebra cherry tomatoes. They're looking really, really good. Really happy that we made the decision to segregate them from everything else. Woo! I almost fell. These isolated tomatoes are looking much, much better. Don't you guys think so? Like this looks, I know they're still pretty scraggly, but this looks very, very different from the last couple times that I was over here. I'm not seeing new leaf curl. I think we've got it nipped. I am seeing lots of new growth. There's flowers. We're getting flowers coming. I'm pretty tickled that we were able to save these. And as usual, whenever I'm outside, there's little graybeard, there's little Chewy. They just want to come they just want to go where I go. And if I am eyeballing the tomatoes, they want to come and eyeball the tomatoes too. And oh my goodness, this is a flower on one of the beefsteak plants. So 5 beefsteak plants, total 1 flower. 1 flower so far. Hopefully more to come. I mean, it is only July, not mid-July, but we're 3/4 of the way through July. So there's still lots of growing season left, and even a late harvest is better than no harvest. Very exciting first harvest. 1 large cucumber. And I think this is supposed to be an English cucumber, but it doesn't look like an English cucumber. Anyways, and 3 jalapenos. This is a jalafuego, and this is a jalapeno M. Woo! First garden of the year. The peppers are really doing quite good. So we have harvested some. We haven't harvested any of the gigantes yet. So this is a gigante. We've got one gigante here, but there's all kinds of little ones coming. There's more little ones over here. This is a jalapeno M, and it is just loaded. Up in here, more as well. And this is a jalapeno M. This one's got all kinds coming. And this one down here is also a jalapeno M. And we have a lot coming here. They're just small, though. We have on the jalafuegos some more here, more here. And then these are the hot burrito peppers, and there's quite a few. I'm not really sure how big they are, but we're going to let them grow a little bit more. Still, this is what the Brussels sprouts are looking like. Not sure if they are doing what they're supposed to, since we've never grown Brussels sprouts before, but I think so. So this little area is still healthy and still doing well. Potatoes are doing well. We haven't seen any hint of flowers yet, so we are watching for that. And up here is the celery, and I'm feeling like, I don't know. Do we harvest it? What are we supposed to do with this? If you have any experience with celery, let me know. The green peppers are doing well, even just a couple days difference from the last time. I don't think, oh yeah, we are getting some on this plant. So that's great. Couple different ones here. And just this, I don't think that's gonna manifest into anything yet. And I have another pepper plant. Where the heck is that? Oh no, this is 2 together. 2 together in one container. You can see the stuff looks dry. We need to get this watered. That's the one thing about these small containers. They dry out really, really fast. So we'll need to get on that today. And also the zucchini is looking extremely dry. We need to get on that as well. Broccoli is getting a little bit bigger. So I have broccoli here. I have the beginnings of broccoli here. But none of the other plants yet have anything in them. Yeah, we need some water. It was a very warm day today. Woo! And this is what the celery is looking like. Like, when do we harvest this, everybody? Help. I don't know what to do with it. Look, we're starting to get some teeny little beans. Yay! Look, more in here. Little baby beans. Little baby beans. I dug out some old solar lights that we have, and I have them stuck up here all day today in the sun. I am hoping to figure out which ones of them work, and then we can get them installed. We're getting peas. There were quite a few more than this, but we've been eating them. And then Swiss chard is getting bigger, the ones that lived, so that's very good. We haven't picked any yet. Pumpkins, nothing, or not pumpkins, cabbage. Nothing really has started to form in the inside. We've actually never grown cabbage before. Oh my gosh, yes, we need to get, it was a very warm day today. We need to get this stuff watered, onions, and the pumpkins have actually started to come around. Still, no pumpkins, and I've seen videos where people have pumpkins that are already starting to turn orange in Nova Scotia. So I don't even know. This is the update on my little herb garden. We've got parsley, basil, red leaf basil. This is actually basil that I grew from seed. This one sage is not looking well or doing well. This is sage. It looked like it got a little dried out, so we actually soaked the plant, hoping that this is fine, and oregano. And it looks really cute here in the window. This is kind of what I had envisioned, yes. I'm just not sure if it's really gonna, even though this was my vision, if it's really gonna survive and thrive like this. I'm pretty excited. I think we saved the tomatoes. I know I talk about tomatoes a lot, but I really do think that I saved the tomatoes. And I'm actually pretty excited as well about the asparagus. Just the potential that this is a perennial, like rhubarb, that will come back. I'm very much looking forward to seeing how this thrives here. We currently have 9, 10. We have 12 asparagus canes planted, 9 from a set of new canes that I bought this year, and then 3 that I saved or salvaged. So I have a lot of hope about that. Thanks so much, you guys, for tuning in. Oh yeah, and we had our first harvest. Yeah, 4 things. 1 cucumber and 2 jalapenos, so that was really exciting. It's just really fulfilling when you can harvest and eat the things that you've grown yourself. Thanks, everybody. Have a great week.